Hi, this is David, and I've done videos on the Mormons' ideas of fasting and praying. Fasting means, to the Mormons, going without food for at least 24 hours and drink, and basically praying. Most of you know what that is. You know, I'm trying not to start by laughing, okay, but it's hard, okay? Now, at this writing, and I'm going to record the date and everything of this video, Mitt Romney, his campaign has tanked. Obama is ahead by 10 points in most areas and in most of the swing states. Usually the Mormons are so gullible and so uninformed that they just go, he's going to win. He's God's man. He's going to win. We don't care what the polls say. Well, some of them are a little more sophisticated these days than others. And they looked at the polls and said, holy shit, 10 points away? And it's early before the election. I predicted, I'm better than Joseph. I predicted a landslide. I predicted a 15-point spread on election counting day. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just like Joseph. If I'm wrong, I'll just lie about it. Anyway, let me read to you the new article, because I put my glasses on. You all think, oh, he's lying. He's the Mormons. I still have never seen any of the Mormons respond on my oral sex. I love it. Not one of them has said, hey, you're wrong. We have oral sex all the time. It's okay to have oral sex. Not one. Not one. Anyway, let me pull this one up. Okay. Now, this is Buzz, B-U-Z-Z, capital F-E-E-D. BuzzFeed Politics. I don't know anything about this. Is by McKay Coppins, C-O-P-P-I-N-S, BuzzFeed staff. Okay, I don't see a date on it, anything like that, but you can look it up. Look it up. It's going to be on the internet. It's a picture of Romney here. Now, let me tell you, the Mormons can't win an election. Joseph Smith's presidential bid tanked sooner than Mitt Romney because he was killed. You can't be a posthumous president. And when you burn down newspapers, the Nauvoo Expositor, and you're the mayor of the town, that doesn't go on your resume well as a president who is going to uphold the Constitution. Now, the Mormons have come to the conclusion Romney's in a shithole. The Mormons were so naive to think that when they opened their cult up, the entire world would be pulled in. Hasn't happened, folks. The cult is now cracked open and is leaking out the putrid fumes, and the American people are going, we don't marry 14-year-olds, we don't kill at Mountain Meadows 120 innocent people, we don't deny rights to the blacks, the gays, and to women, we don't marry married women, it's called adultery, and we don't think all of the Indians came from Jerusalem. It appears from DNA they walked over from Asia, but who knows? Golden plates, if we could see them, we might think something about it. But if an angel took them so we'd have faith in Joseph Smith, that ain't gonna work. Polygamy, that ain't gonna... So the Mormons were really under the belief system that because they cheer each other within the cult, that they thought that was worldwide, that everybody liked them, everybody liked their religion, the way they come across. They're very two-faced. They come across sweet and smiling and Jekyll and Hyde, and then when you turn around and see how they really act and what they do, go look at my comments. Go look at my comments of what real Mormons are like. They're violent, they're vicious, they're hostile, they're crude, they're rude, and boy, you better not cross them. Anyway, they've looked at Romney's campaign and gone, I don't think people like us. And the more they hear about us, the more they don't like us. So we can't change that. We are who we are. It's like Popeye. Do you ever remember Popeye? I am what I am, and that's all that I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Well, it could be a Mormon theme song. So here's what the Mormons have decided to do. They've gone on Facebook. Now this makes me suspicious that how they did this, because they're probably using stake and ward lists, which are supposed to be somewhat confidential and used only for calling people to church and calling them for jobs in the church and whatever. Your name and address in a ward and a stake directory are not to be used for commercial purposes. The Mormons don't follow even their own rules. The word rules is not in the Mormon language, okay? So here's what they decided to do, and they're trying to make this contagious on Facebook. But contagious with the Mormons, they're only 1% or less. They're not 14 million. There's about 5 million active Mormons. They're less than 1% of the entire world population, but they think they're 99%. Everyone loves them. Everyone's going to get baptized and join. Well, the world hasn't. So here's what they've done. They've gone to the ace in the hole. Now, what is the Mormon ace in the hole? It used to be giving men extra wives and extra sex and young girls. But since the federal big government goes, don't do that crap, and the Mormons go, well, we got to find another ace in the hole. Well, here it is, okay, the ace in the hole. The plan, our supporters of Mitt Romney are promoting a day of mass fasting and prayer to seek divine help for the Republican candidate in the debates. They know that Romney right now, just being Romney and being a Mormon, he's going to lose the election. I told you this a year ago. I told you this a year ago. It would come out and the American people would go, holy crap, well, I'm not voting for him. So anyway, the Mormons have figured out that his personality belongs in a cult, not out in the real world. And they want the people to go without food, and they want him to pray all day long, so that he'll do well in the debates. And now, I'm going to give you another prophecy. The 6 naked angels appeared to me one more time here, and they all told me that Romney is going to be worse in the debates than he's been anywhere else. It's going to show he's never been out of the cult. He doesn't even know how to get to Washington, D.C. The bus driver's going to have to take him there. But anyway, the plan, which is not endorsed by the politically neutral Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They say one thing and do another. They are always lying. The two-faced bastards. They're letting people use the ward list and the stake directory and just looking the other way. So it goes out on Facebook. Is laid out in an email inviting like-minded Mormons to fast on September 30th with the purpose of bringing God's blessings to Romney as he heads into the presidential debates. Now let me tell you something. For Romney to win those debates, he's going to need a God. There's a prophecy for you right there. The name of the original author of the email was redacted. Redacted is a fancy legal term that means they erased their name. The anonymous Mormons, they don't stand up for anything. They always hide behind fake names and fake addresses and fake things that they say. Go look at my comments. Go look at my comments. They're always anonymous. They're always hating, and they go through my comments and they flag this and flag that. I have been flagged 1,000 million times, and not one flag has ever come up with a judgment by YouTube that it was supposed to be flagged. This is not spam. It is not spam, and so you just got to click on it to see the comments. But you know, the Mormons, they have their little computers and they push the buttons. They don't know what to do because people hate them. People hate them. I'm not using my real name on here. I'm going to use his name. Anyway, I'm asking you to join my family September 5th by fasting. And here's her testimony, that he will be blessed in the debates, which will be held starting October 3rd. I know that seems like a small thing, but I believe from small things, great things come about. Now, that's a Mormon phrase. That is a Mormon phrase, okay? In Mormonism, believers often participate in fasts, which consists of 24 hours without food or water, to show gratitude to God's special blessings. The church also encourages congregants to donate the money that they would have spent on food in their fast offerings, which goes off to the mall again. Okay, they say it goes off to the needy. I saw with my own eyes what the Mormons gave to the Haitians after the huge earthquake over there. It's been a couple of years. And here's these 12 Haitian guys, and they've got 4 2x4s from the Mormon church and 3 pieces of tin. They say one thing, look at the real people. They're two-faced. Turn them around. Watch what they do, not what they say. But others were more forceful. This one Mormon wrote, "This is from one of our sister service missionaries in our ward." Okay. A sister service missionary is an old bag that is unmarried, that has nothing to do, and they pin a little pin on her that says sister missionary, and she watches the library, or she stands and hands out pamphlets. You know, she has a very important job. But a sister missionary, I guess, started this, and it's not a return real missionary. It's a sister service missionary. When you say the word service in the Mormon church, it's not a real missionary. It's just a person they picked out of the congregation. I have been concerned that Obama, with his fast talking and lies, will appear to be better in the debates. Well, now there's a prophecy from a sister Mormon. It's true, he will be better in the debates. He's been outside the cult. He's been around a little bit. It is true, his only redeeming quality seems to be his ability to confound those who would seek the truth. Oh boy, here we go. The email is both a reflection of Romney's wide and intense support within the Mormon faith and an illustration of the church's challenge in demonstrating its partisan neutrality to the public. Partisan neutrality. Now, that's an oxymoron there. While church officials in Salt Lake City have gone to great lengths this year to show, to tell the public they are not meddling in the presidential race, many individual Mormons are excited by the prospect of seeing one of their own in the White House, and disappointed that he is currently trailing in the polls. Well, seeing the dust of the headlights is not trailing, or the taillights is not trailing. But if there's one virtue about Mormons, holding tightly to its faith. That's not true. They don't hold tightly to their faith. They're bold-headed, they're arrogant, and they think God is on their side. As one person who forwarded the emails wrote, "May we have the faith to fast and pray for the help we so desperately need throughout this great time at this great nation." Now here's the email, and let me, again, you guys look it up. I don't have to read every word to you. I'm asking you to join me on Sunday, September 30th by fasting. She redacted her name because she doesn't want to stand up for anything or count. She just wants to talk. I know that fasting and prayer brings about miracles. Well, God, if Romney becomes the president of the United States, it's going to be a miracle. He loves this land and God has loved this land and blessed it many times before. With all of our fasting and prayers, there will be a great power and protection upon us and this great nation. May we have the faith to fast and pray to help so desperately need throughout this great time and nation. Well, they need a God, like I told you. I'm always lost on this damn computer. The point is this. The Mormons know their ass is grass. They've already lost the election, and we're not even out of September yet. It's going to get worse. That's my prophecy. And fasting and praying is only going to tie up the lines in heaven with Elohim, and McDonald's will not make as much money. But Burger King will be open, since the Mormon Church and Romney own Burger King stock. They'll leave those open because that's money, and whether he loses the presidency or not is irrelevant. They need that Burger King money. So I ate at Burger King the other day, and I was hoping it was poison. I survived it, so damn. Anyway, there it is. New comedy. The Mormons are now going to God and saying, God, we're getting screwed, and we're your people, and we're your church, and Mitt Romney is the priesthood holder that is supposed to come in and the white horse prophecy and save this nation's constitution hanging by a thread. To be beat by a Negro, I can say that because me and Obama are friends. We're like this, and I'm on the bottom. To be beat by a Negro and have a Negro family in the White House, and a man that couldn't even hold the priesthood until 1978 would be the greatest disgrace the Mormons have ever faced. And you know, I'm looking for them to spin it already. I did a video on this before, that Romney was going to be one day off on his campaign election to the I want to say chairmanship, but you know what the hell I mean. The storm came in a GOP convention. He missed one day. So the Mormons are already saying, well, if he'd had all those days and the people really got to know us, the people really have got to know you, Mormons. The people don't want to have anything to do with you. And a man that has been raised believing the things your church teaches does not need to have his hand on the nuclear button. Now, my wife and I told you she's still leaning towards the one and only true church, and we've had a couple of discussions. The police have only been over here 5 or 6 times. And she said today, she said, I don't think the people know us. I said, no, honey, the people do know you. They don't like you. Well, how can that be? I said, let me tell you something about Romney and what scares me. Okay, and I'm telling you now as a master's level social worker and counselor. Okay, he has been in a cult. He sees the world black and white. There's no middle or gray in a cult. When he comes up against a problem, he's going to pull the trigger and then aim later, as has been said before. This is a guy that thinks he knows right from wrong, and by God, he's going to make it right. I'm telling you, we're looking at wars, we're looking at all kinds of atrocities that this kind of a president would bring upon this country. Now, because he doesn't have any middle ground, there's no middle ground in his mind, he will surround himself with cult-like people that will cheer and say, you're right, bomb Iran, and you're right, have the world blown up. We're big enough to blow up the world, and they won't mess with us again. Well, he doesn't have any judgment. Now, I'm going to tell you something else, and this is my education and my experience again. When you ask a man in a debate or a discussion a question, a man with experience, wisdom, judgment, maturity, and a certain amount of humility shuts their damn mouth and listens until you're done. And then when you say to the man with wisdom and experience and education, what do you think? A normal man who has the wisdom, the experience, the education, the knowledge will sit back and go, well, it's just not as clear as some people think it is. There's some advantages going this way, there's some disadvantages going that way, and things are flexible in the world. It could change overnight, and to make a prediction on it is speculation. Now, that's the way a man of wisdom speaks. Romney interrupts because he has an answer. It's an answer the Mormon Church has given him. He's had it all of his life. The gays are wicked, evil people. We don't hate the gay person, we just hate their weenies and their vaginas. Take a look. Listen to Romney talk. Listen to Romney ask questions and have questions asked of him and in a debate. He is a state president. They're not used to having criticism. They're not used to compromise. They're not used to being in the middle. They are demigods in a stake in the Mormon church. You don't cross them. And when Romney says, I like firing people, that's one of the true things he said. He also meant, I like excommunicating people. If they don't do it our way, their asses are out. So, anyway, there's no middle ground with Romney. He's going to be black and he's going to be white. And I think the President of the United States is going to continue to be black. And I know Obama loves me. Even if I call him a Negro, he doesn't care. He goes, hey, you know, I'm not going to burn down an embassy being called a Negro. I've been called a lot worse. Thank you.